But here's what I want to know. I'm curious. Revolution of the Daleks. Thoughts?
General thoughts. I think I really enjoyed it. Of course, I enjoyed seeing Jack back. That was freaking amazing. Um, the overall story I thought was pretty good. It was cool to see the Daleks come back. I like the way in which they brought them back, strongly tying in to the last New Year's special. So I think overall I really liked it. And of course, we'll talk about the departures there. Spoilers, by the way.
Yes, spoilers all around. So I know we will get into it in deep detail with Lee, but I will say, as far as specials go, comparing it with the other Dalek special that they did, I found this to be much more entertaining.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, I will say that I still have a problem with Chibnall's writing.
Okay. How so? Let's dive in.
All right, so I know we said we'd get into this later, but if you count up how many episodes we've had with Ryan and Graham for that matter, we've had 10, 10, and two specials, so that's 22.
Okay.
All right, so with Bill Potts, we had 12 episodes, I believe, and a Christmas special.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 13 episodes. I
Mm-hmm.
was a lot more emotionally invested seeing Bill Potts go after one season than I was Ryan and Graham.
Well, I think it's the whole mantra with the current crew has been fam.
Hmm.
Family, and I think that has prevented us from becoming really attached to one or the other companion. It's just a lot going on, so you can't really find the time to really gravitate that closely toward one of the companions. I feel it's just a little bit too much going on, which I think is exacerbated by this episode where you have two more people in the TARDIS. So it
Yeah.
it's almost too much, and I'm glad they're scaling it back, but it seems like we're having someone else join the crew in that teaser at the very end. But yeah, I'm glad they're paring it down just a little bit because it's hard to give everybody an ample amount of time. Uh,
Hmm. Yep. So let me ask you this. I know you're a big Yaz fan. So the out of left field, because I knew absolutely nothing about this new companion that's joining the fray. So, I thought it was going to be a entire female led TARDIS crew.
I guess he's going to be a full-time companion, is what they're saying, or kind of what the teaser was about. Or
Yeah, that's the way I take it. But then I've also watched some stuff online that says that he might be joining halfway through the series.
yeah,
So,
I heard our friend Alan talking about this with his crew on his Facebook Live kind of recap, and they were saying that maybe Jack was really meant to be a part of the crew after this episode, but maybe COVID and the repercussions of that maybe didn't allow that. Because you see at the end with how he leaves, it's just really a line of dialogue like they
yes,
maybe could have recorded at any time and just threw it in
right,
there.
right.
It may have been that he was supposed to be a part of the TARDIS going forward, and maybe the whole COVID thing is preventing that.
Hmm. So, anything that stood out to you that you really, 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 really liked?
I really like how they brought back the new Daleks. I really, they had a good story justification for bringing them back in these, robot forms, without a pilot or without a
Mm-hmm.
Dalek, I guess. So I really like the story justification. I like the tech nerdy guy, of course, that was trying
Yeah,
to do something cool. And, as with most experiments, it all went awry when he dug a little bit too deep and actually cloned the Dalek. Okay.
yeah.
But
That's just like you're sitting there waiting for it to happen, right?
yeah, and when he went to the incinerator and didn't just throw the whole thing in, I'm like, no, what are you doing? And I don't have the actor's name, but he was phenomenal in the episode. Actually, I thought some of the cadence of when he was talking to his wife and then he slowly
Yes.
hit the Dalek mode, well played, well done. So I really enjoyed him in this episode. And again, the justification for bringing the Daleks in. What about you?
Okay.
Top
I,
thing?
I liked him. I thought he did a good job on everything you just said. What I don't think I liked, even though he did a good job as the character, and I haven't done my research yet, so I can't remember the guy's. I know it's Chris Noth, Noth from Law and Order, but I can't remember his
Character's name.
character's name. I call him Donald Trump Light because they even made a reference, I think, to him in the first time. I know on our podcast that there are times where I am pretty transparent that I am making fun of Trump at times, but I thought it was a little bit on the nose to bring him back again, this
Yeah,
character.
maybe, but again, I think as far as this story goes, I think they had a good justification for bringing him.
Agreed. Agreed.
Now, did I like him in the story? No, he did some dumb things, like crawling down the bargain with the Daleks at the end. Stupid, very idiotic, but he was the right type of cynical that I thought worked really well for what they were trying to do in the episode. So as
Hmm.
far as that goes, I think he did a pretty good job. Maybe some of the writing fell off there at the end of actually why he was trying to bargain with these maniacal topics.
Were you happy seeing the Doctor with Jack, like their interaction, the interactions back and forth between the two?
Ironically enough, my favorite moments with Jack had nothing to do with the Doctor. I feel like the moments he had with Yaz
Hmm.
was explaining to Yaz what, this is how it works. Eventually he leaves the companions. I thought that was maybe one of my most favorite moments of the episode. So I think that was great, his interaction with Yaz. Other than that, I mostly felt like they just had him quipping the whole time.
Agreed.
It was,
Agreed.
he, other than his interactions with Yaz, which I really love, it felt like it was a bunch of one-liners that I didn't enjoy so much. But I guess his breaking the Doctor out was pretty cool as well.
Well, I saw that, and I agree with you. I saw that as more John Barrowman has been wanting to come back for years,
Mm.
and Moffat never could find a right way to bring him back or a right time to bring him back. And we know that Chibnall had a heavy hand in Torchwood, so hence he's back. I think this was John Barrowman's time to be fanboy. I'm back. I'm going to have fun. And
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that,
yeah,
in
nothing
my
wrong.
opinion.
And like also again, like once you have 6 people in a TARDIS, it's not much room for anybody to say much of anything. It's kind
Agreed.
of crowded. It truly is a crowded TARDIS, Kyle.
There was one thing that they did that was a attention to detail that I really, 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 really liked was there was at one point, and it may have been with Yaz, whenever he was talking to Yaz, but both are telling doctor stories. And one says, well, she did this. And then Jack's talking about his doctor and says, well, he did this. I liked using the she, the he,
Yeah,
because it associated with that doctor. Not, and I'm not downgrading anyone that uses a plural, um, pronoun in any way. That's not what I mean. But for a fan, you knew that he was talking about his version of the doctor.
yeah,
You knew she was talking about hers.
how it kind of went back and forth. I thought that was really great. Uh, what do you think about the design of the new Daleks? It's pretty standard, other than the color, right? I like the silver trimmings in the color, I guess, but it was pretty standard, right?
It was pretty standard. It looked like a polished version of what we saw in the last New Year's episode, the
Yeah,
one where he made itself out of makeshift or whatever.
yeah,
Um, but weren't the original Daleks, and now I want to go back and look at them, weren't the original Daleks on Skaro from what we watched with Genesis of the Daleks, weren't they black
Oh, I do.
casing? I
I,
don't remember either. I want to go back and look. But no, I thought they looked cool. I did like seeing the gold Daleks back though. That was cool.
yeah, that was pretty cool. That's pretty awesome.
So what about the exits? I know we're going to, like I said, get into it in detail, but what do you think of the exits?
Uh, it seemed like they didn't put a finality to it as much. It seemed like they left the door open if they could come back with the psychic paper, and they've had 10 months to kind of adjust with her being away, and it seems like they were doing some sleuthing of their own, with
Hmm.
Yaz and the other TARDIS that was there, and they were, seemed like they were trying to do some sleuthing of their own. And of course, Ryan says that he needs to protect the planet. So I really like that. I think they're leaving the door open for possibilities down the line, maybe even with Jack, because Jack mentions at the end of Gwen Cooper and the kids or something he said at the
Yeah,
very, which I really like.
yeah.
So sad to see them go, and I think the saddest part of it was not really for Ryan, but Graham. Graham really, I don't think Graham wanted to go. That what made it
No.
because he really wanted to stay on the TARDIS.
Yeah, I agree. And I I went into this thinking, am I going to be sad? Because I was the only other person that I was not sad to see go was Martha Jones. And the only reason I wasn't sad was because by the time she was leaving, I already knew that she would be on Torchwood the next season. And then she's coming back to Doctor Who for half the season. So it really wasn't saying bye to Martha.
Yeah,
It was like, see you in a little bit.
yeah, of course, of course.
But this is the only companion that I have not been sad to see go, and that's why I go back to what I say at the beginning about Chibnall's writing. I
Didn't write it sad.
He didn't write it sad, and
Maybe because they weren't sad, it didn't make us sad. Because the doctor said, one heart is sad, one heart is happy. It's he didn't write it to be a sad thing. So I don't think it's on us to make it feel
made
sad.
it sad.
But that being said, we spent 2 seasons with these characters. Is it two?
Hmm.
Two
Yeah,
seasons.
too.
So we should have some type of affection uh,
Correct.
for them when they leave, and maybe it could be that could be your what you're saying is that the writing over the course of the 2 seasons didn't make you feel anything.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You hit it perfectly. That I don't care enough about these characters as characters to miss them when they're gone.
and again, like they weren't heartbroken. Yaz was the only one really heartbroken when the doctor wasn't there. So they're not saying
Yeah,
feel sad.
right. Yeah, they had moved on.
Yeah, completely.
And if I flip it on the other direction, I wonder if that, and this is something we may want to ask Lee, I wonder if it was sad back in the day when a companion left.
Hmm.
And it may not have been, because I think now you make such a big deal 2005 forward when a companion leaves. I would imagine, especially in the early years, it was come and go so quickly that it it was just, oh well, that person's gone. Well, here's somebody else, and
Yeah,
you kept going.
maybe I could definitely see that.
Yeah. So, any other, if I were to ask you, any other thoughts or anything you saw that you enjoyed?
Like I said, the escape was good. I love the justification for them having these security Daleks. What are we calling them? I thought that was really good. The actual when they first go haywire and start killing people, that was kind of dark. Didn't really expect that because they were,
Right.
man. What a way to end 2020. They were all-
Well, and here's another thing, again, on being a little on the nose here, I saw what I call police Daleks as another, if we're looking at it from the American point of view, with all the policing and the discussion in 2020 about policing, it was, that seemed to parallel a
yeah,
little bit.
it's ironically it seems like a slight way to take the focus off of the police box.
Yes,
The Daleks.
maybe, very good point.
And also at the end, you see where this guy who's been a utter failure, he had a waste disaster. He almost blew up the world with the Dalek. Destroyed the world with these police Daleks. But now he's taking the credit, and now he's gonna possibly do a bid for president, as they put they said that.
Right. So I see him coming back at least one more maybe in her finale. At some point we will have a 14th Doctor. He may be her ultimate nemesis at the end.
Yeah, 100%. I can see that happening.
So
Definitely.
there's something that you haven't mentioned that whenever I saw it, I was like, Clarence Brown is enjoying this.
The Jack Sonic gun.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah,
No, the Weeping Angels.
yeah. Um, all of the you know enemies in the prison were cool. I think I liked the Pating the most. Pating was,
Patine. Yeah.
yeah,
I love seeing the Patine.
yeah, that was freaking cool. So I thought that was amazing, and I don't know. It's almost like I would. Well, let me say this: wasn't the episode like a bit longer? Wasn't it like an hour?
Yeah. It was 71 minutes, I think.
Okay, okay, yeah. So I really appreciated that. They really. Oh, you're not going to get Doctor Who for a while, so we might as well make it a little bit longer and a little more in depth. Felt like
Yeah.
really felt like a movie.
Well, this is something that I have to respect Chibnall for. He did say that I read where he said that as soon as we can get them made and get them finished, we will have them out. And I guess that is part of we're not doing 10, we're doing 8. So since we're doing 8, we're going to commit to as soon as we possibly can
Yeah,
finish and get them out. My final thoughts is anybody that is watching this, go to discussingwho.com where you can check out all of our reviews for some of the classic, not all the classic, but everything 2005 through right now. We're in 2011. And this review, the entire review for this will be out sometime the first week of January proper. So, Clarence, thanks. And for everyone listening, as I always say on the podcast, we will be back next time.